Alrighty, let's talk about translations. Okay, I'm using number 51 from our review sheet. And then what I have showing up here, here's 51 and 52. I'm going to do problem number 51, A, C, D, E, and F. And what I have here is the answer, so you may want to open up the answer key and look at this with me. But all right, first of all, inside of the parentheses here, we're adding 2 to the x value. So what that does to the original red graph right here, remember that when it's added to the x, when it's inside with the x, then we do the opposite. So we're going to move every dot here 2 places back. In other words, -2. So this dot's going to move back 2. But the y value right here across the y, like this is at -1, here's at -2, the y values don't change. All we're doing is moving the x values 2 places back this way. So the red's the original, and I moved everything, I just shifted it over 2 places to the left. Okay, now we're skipping B for now. On part C, we've got a negative sign inside with the x. So what that does, once again, is it affects only the x values. Notice that these dots here did not change y values. They're still at exactly the same y value here. So the x values, here's our original again. The red is in original. Okay. And all that happened was that this original x value down here at +3, the y value stayed the same, but it flipped over here to -3. We just changed all the positive x values to negative x values, and all of the negative x values, like this one down here originally at -1, it moved over here to +1, but the y value did not change. Okay, so let's talk about y values. The other three here, D, E, and F, all affect the y value because notice that this is outside. The negative sign on F is outside and the +2 is outside. So here, this is 2 times every y value. So here you notice that the x values, like here, this original red dot with x value of 3 right here, notice that it still has an x value of 3, but what happened to the y value? Well, it was 3, but now it got multiplied by 2, so now it's up here at 6. And this dot right here, which used to be at 2, got multiplied by 2, which made it go all the way to 4. I know that's a horrible 4. And then this dot that used to be at -1 originally moved times 2 down to -2, and this one that was at -2 moved straight down to -4 because it was being multiplied by 2. As opposed to being added to 2, which that's going to do, some of the points will be a similar idea. Adding 2 and multiplying by 2 doesn't, or could give you the same answer, like 2 + 2 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. But in this case, it only happens to this first point, or this point right here. The other points we're seriously or literally just adding 2, so we're moving it up 2. If this was subtraction, we would be moving down 2, but the x values did not change. Here, as opposed to C, where the negative sign was inside and it flipped around the y-axis, so we're spinning around. This was me in class twirling, okay? And then this would be if I tried to do headstands and flip-flops, which I cannot do, but we're going around and around the x-axis here because originally this was a +3 y value right here that now becomes a -3 y value, and notice that the x value didn't change. Same thing with this dot right here that used to be at -1, now is up here at +1. It used to be at -2, is up here now at +2. Okay, and then you could have combinations of this stuff. You could have f of x + 2 + 2, where it would move everything over 2 and up 2. Okay, and that can happen. Hopefully that's the basics. I don't want to make this video any longer than I have to because it's hard to load, but hopefully that will get you through the basics of translations. I am headed off to bed, so I will see you in the morning, and hopefully this helps.